exactly the opposite. Cancer is not a death sentence. There is always hope.
My name is Pamela Kelsey. I was diagnosed with cancer of the pancreas in 1975. I was told that I had a year and a half to live at the most if I did chemotherapy, possibly chemotherapy, radiology, the different treatments that conventional medicine has. I chose not to do that after finding out about the clinic in Mexico, and chose to go on their regimen. Thought my life was over, but it was too soon to be over. I was only 34 years old, and my husband and I had started a business called Leading Estates of the World. We traveled the world. We saw the most beautiful properties all over the world, and enjoyed the business very much. I wrote and designed for the magazine, and we were in a very happy relationship, and I just wanted a solution. I was always proactive to trying to, if there's a problem, I'm going to fix it. And so a friend of mine, I had this horrible pain, just terrible, terrible pain. I was in bed for off and on for about a year with low blood sugar, abdominal pain, and then it got worse and worse to the point where I felt like I had a knife through the middle of my chest, and it helped my back. And so a friend said, I know a friend who was cured. She had inoperable cancer of the colon, and she went to a clinic in Mexico, and she's 5 years clear of cancer. So my husband and I didn't waste any time. We came right down to Mexico, and we had we went through the physical, and I was still very nervous about everything, but we talked to patients down here. There must have been 40 patients down here with similar stories. So I began to gain hope and confidence that this was something that would really work. And so I took the medicine home, the tonic, and the supplements. I was very diligent, religiously so, about sticking to the diet, doing everything the doctors told me. And within a year, they had told me that within 3 months I would start to feel better. And so it was almost 3 months to the day that I was able to start not having so much pain. My migraine headaches were not so frequent, not so intense. And I gradually stopped, month by month, stopped having the pain in my abdomen. I could start digesting my food, and I got better. And within a year, I was clear of cancer of the pancreas. And it was just so amazing because I knew that very few people survive cancer of the pancreas. And over the years, of course, since then, I don't know of anyone that survived as long as I have. And then we had another episode in our life because in 2011, I came to the clinic. I'd been under a great deal of stress. We'd had a lot of situations that were challenging. And so I came to the clinic for a physical. And I didn't expect anything bad, but I just wanted to come and have the doctor help me with some of the stresses, and I wasn't reacting very well to stress. So we went to St. John's Hospital. They did a CT scan, and they detected lesions in the liver up to 3.9 centimeters. They were hypoechoic, which meant that, and they said, so liver neoplasm cannot be excluded, and that meant that, as I was told, that the density of the tissue was so dense that that's what is normally from cancer. So I immediately came down to the clinic then and had another CAT scan, and that confirmed that I did have cancer. I had 22 focal lesions on the liver, and they put me on the treatment. I felt like I'd been totally blindsided because I'd been free for decades of cancer. And here I had this terrible diagnosis, and it was so surprising to me. Pancreatic cancer was much more painful. This was very subtle. It was just, this full feeling in my body and a little bit of pain. They asked me to come back in 3 months, so I couldn't wait 3 months. I was wanting to come back sooner and see what was happening. So I came back in 2.5 months, and all but 3 of the lesions were gone. And it was an unbelievable feeling. It was just so unbelievable that here, 50%, they said, of my liver had been affected by all the lesions on the liver. So 50% of my liver was was bad and had cancer, and here I had only 3 small spots remaining. And then within the next physical, very shortly after that, showed that there was no more cancer. I'm the longest, to my knowledge, the longest living cancer survivor of the pancreas, and I'm alive and well 40 years later. The doctors have confirmed that there is no longer any trace of cancer in my body, and I'm just radiant with happiness because I know that this treatment works, and I know that had I done the conventional treatment, I wouldn't have lived. We just, Bob and I just owe my life to you and to your sister, and yet you've carried on. And Mildred, it was her life work. She was totally devoted. She moved from Dallas to here, went through. She could have had a totally different life, but she was so committed.